Hey Taylor, how you doing? Okay, so now I feel bad. Did you leave this for me? Because I think I may have hacked your name badly in my grading video, and I am so sorry for that. I am really am. But I was guessing when I saw this, I was like, oh, I think Taylor just taught me how to pronounce her name. Thank you so much, Taylor Howio. Okay, so the one thing I want to mention is we've got your work up now. In terms of presentation itself, I would definitely separate these because right now based on proximity, which is a basic design element. These are kind of being viewed as one. So we can't really look at one unless we zoom. You see what I'm saying? If I want to see one, I got to zoom all the way in like this as not to be interfered with looking at the others. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's a really difficult way to look at work. I personally like to see a logo on a page, one logo. I would like to see 4 separate pages with one logo on each page so that we can look at it and then turn the page and then look at the next one and zoom in and zoom out. Right now, when we do that, we're going to have a lot of issues here with the other colors interfering. Okay, so speaking of colors, no, don't marry these colors. I'm so glad you said that because they're not working. I'm going to say it, Taylor, because they're really, really boring. I think very tame. Maybe tame is a more politically correct way to say that, but your colors are very, very tame. The negative space you've created in the mark is just phenomenal. I really think it is. It's really phenomenal. And for that reason, I want to kind of suggest something a little bit. Okay, so you have Taylor. Oh gosh, I can't believe Howio. Howio. I got it. I'll remember it now. I just did it. Okay, Taylor Howio Designs. The first thing I would recommend is removing the S and just call it Taylor Howio Design. Then what I would recommend doing is working with this composition right here. Sans, the mark. Just take a look at this. It's really heavy. It's a really bold typeface. And the kerning, or I'm sorry, the leading is far enough apart that it almost appears to be 3 words stacked on top of each other as opposed to one word that belongs basically from this point on for the rest of time. It's Taylor Howio Design. So, so we want to have that group. It's Taylor Howio Design. So you don't want this to appear as 3 words. You want it to appear as one word representing one person, representing one entity, and that is Taylor Howio Designs. So my suggestion here, plus the thickness of this, and we're looking at the black because black is always the best to work with, black on white when you're working with logos, because you don't have any other of these hidden meanings and a lot of visual phenomenons that happen in color. For example, take a look at this negative space here, then compare it to here. You almost don't see it here while it's so clearly pronounced here. That's why I always recommend to work black on white until you're ready to introduce your final colors. So the relationship right now with this bold type, and it takes away from the mark, and the mark is brilliant. I love it. The negative space in the mark is a home run. So the thing though is that this is taking away from it. It's so bold and so prominent, it's taking away from it. I'm wondering if we don't do this. I'm wondering if we don't maybe reduce the size. Some relationships here that maybe wouldn't cause us to stack this type with so much space in between. Okay, so maybe that would entail increasing the type size and maybe just reducing that to a semi-bold maybe, or even a black, just to take away some weight from here so that the eye concentrates on that negative spaces. Because when you look at that mark, you could miss it. When you look at it again, you go, TH, oh, I get it, cool. That was clever. And when you can get a viewer to do that, it's a home run. Okay, so I definitely want to exploit that negative space by reducing the weight of this area right over here. Okay, so those would be my comments. And yeah, color, just keep working color. I like your first iterations better. I know I mentioned that it didn't have any contrast, but I think that those colors were more thoughtful. I do. Okay, sorry if that sounded bad, but I'm not trying to discourage you. I'm just saying that, you know what, you said it yourself, you're not crazy about the color, so I'm okay, right? Awesome. Good job. Any questions at all, give me a holler. Thanks, Taylor.